Okay. Got the screws out. Now that's going to be a bit of a. I bet you it's stuck on there real good. Real good. So let's just see if we can. Oh yeah. Okay. See how much that comes out of there. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Uh-huh. Oh, did you guys see this? Oh, this is fucking funny. Well, we'll see how much more is in there. This is funny, man. Too funny. JB Weld. JB Weld. Boy, you took it hard. That's why it had that piece of crap chrome cover on there. I hate chrome covers. Pieces of tin that rattle it. Yeah. Junk. Cool. Pretty ugly cool. Oh yeah, well we're in here. That's why we're going to inspect everything, right? Yeah, for sure. Let's see what his cam looks. Now there was no oil in the actual, where the ignition is, the pickup is for the ignition. That was a good sign. That means the seal was holding and the bushings are probably okay in this, but I believe I've got a couple other ones that are in better shape. Now let's see. What do you think? Should we go with number A that we took off, or maybe number B that looks a little bit better? This casting is 1980. This casting is 82. Not a difference. Oh, that's pretty nice. Ah, Tommy needs it, he needs it. I got a few of these. So I'll just go through, I'll pick out the best one I got out of the bunch. They don't interchange with, they'll interchange from, what is it, 72 to, oh, I don't like, oh, what the fuck? Did you guys see that? Can you see that? Look at this. Look at the teeth on that. What the holy hell? Unholy hell. Oh my god. Huh. I feel a pretty good groove in this one. Right back here. My lord. Actually, I've seen worse. So you probably sumps out a bit. Because anytime this hole gets damaged, the breather hole, you will sump out. Oil will get passed and shoot out when it should be just crank venting. Yeah. What else we got going here? Need a wrench. I need a wrench. I need a 9/16. I'll grab a just in case. Just in case. Yeah, she's kind of beat, this old girl. Oh yeah, this is what you call the in-between size. Now, I think I need 2 9s. 2 9s. What do we have here? 2 9s. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Oh, this poor old girl, eh? She's been through a lot. Yeah. Even this oil pressure gauge looks like it's the glass is melted or shattered or about to shatter or something. I'll show that to you in about 2 seconds. Only problem is, yeah, see the glass is cracked. I don't know if you can see that. She's it's an old school drag specialties unit. It's not like the new school drag specialties unit. What's the difference? I don't know. I think there is though. I'll just leave that there. Let's let's see what the lips look like. I need some 12.4-inch drive. Just happen to have some universals here. I believe they're 1/4 inch. Alright. Once we get these out, we can look at the cam and see what kind of shape the cam's in. Yeah, that breather gear's screwed, man. Holy smokes. And the problem is, that's not just a plastic breather. It's a special fiber shit that will rip apart holes. But look at that. Would you looky there? That is weird. That is weird. So obviously something's gone through that. Or something at one time. Obviously. You know, working on these old bikes is always a can of worms. So nothing surprises me on these things. You look at it and you go, okay. And like I was saying before, you know, let the motorcycle or let the engine or the bike itself tell you what's going on. Read the parts as you take them down, and then read them again as you wash them and clean them. Ooh, she's stuck on there. Stuck on you. I don't suppose to be silicone. No. If it's silicone, it'd be off already. Shit doesn't hold worth nothing. Don't use it on your engine. Did I tell you that already? Man. So we're gonna fix up my brother's blowing up engine. There's the clowns that were in there silicone the cases together. Silicone broke off. Or some of it. It's my suspicion. Plugged up one of the lifter bodies. One of the holes got plugged up. And it caused lifter, and usually it's the cam follower bearings fly out and rip the thing apart. And that bike came to a sudden halt. That other engine, oh for sure, absolutely guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt, 100% guaranteed. That's for sure. As old Chuckles would say. The chuckler. And these are stuck on there. Okay. Special tool. Special tool number. I don't have special tool number. So what are we going to do? I don't know, but they're glued on pretty damn good. I don't want to pull the cam with the lip because then they just fall in, makes a big mess. It's a pain in the ass. I'm going to see if I can just get back here. Just do I don't want to fuck up the blocks either, right? Where are the cases? I might have, I don't usually have problems getting these things out. So, this one here though, she's been abused for a long time. No, I should be able to just whack them. You them boys have been whacking in my tool shed. She's cemented. She's like the cement pond there, Uncle Jed. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have to find something to wedge them up. Or I gotta take out the cam and then pop them up from underneath this thing. Let's give that a shot. I hate doing this. So. Lifter's falling, so I don't like wrecking shit. Wrecking stuff. You see, they all fall down. And they can't come out. What do you got for a cam? It's got a V. What's a V? It's just a stock cam. Can't remember what V is. Low compression, high compression. There's no duration on it, so maybe it's a higher compression stock cam. So, if I give these a bop from underneath, or a pry even from underneath. That would be okay, I guess. Let's see if I can give it a bop. Oh, let's grab some magnets. I don't have the lifter holder magnet thingy. They make one. They do make one. More for Twinkies, but I'm sure it would work on Evo Solutions as well. Where's my, oh, there's a couple. The old Tommy Blue Points. There we go. Hold that like that. That stays like that. I should be able to get it without hitting the actual lifter. Or let's let that one fall. Oh. Yeah, a couple come out, but not rares. There we go. You got it. Park Pontiac. Ooh. Yeah, she sure is stuck in there. Sure is a greasy old thing. You know what I like to do with this thing? I like to rip the crank apart and bead-blast the whole engine. Can of worms, can of worms. Can of worms. But if the bottom end looks like it's going to be decent, then we won't bother. But the only trouble with that is, you know what it's like when you put a brand new top end on an old Chevy engine. The bottom end goes, right? So, but these are all just judgment calls you make as you go along. Come on, baby. Oh. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Would you get over? There we go. I better pick that up. Pick this one up. This is old stocky hardware. I like old stocky hardware. If it's in decent shape. There we go. Yeah, this lifter's been around. So the first thing I looked for on the lifter, I don't know if the lighting's good enough here, but I'm going to try. But first thing I look for in a lifter, because you got your cam follower bearings. So cam follower bearings, tappet, lifter, tappet assembly. So I just, if I can go up and down at all, I did a video on this. Yeah, I got rid of it. One actually feels pretty good. Let's feel this one. Ooh, this one weeble wobbles. Yeah, this one's fucked. I'm not running that one. There should be absolutely no noticeable up and down play in those lifters whatsoever. Right. Now I'm looking at this hole. Yeah, that ain't cool. And these fiber breather gears, they have a tendency of ripping holes apart. They're terrible. You're way better off with the steel one. You can see where this one's grooved through here. Yeah, you're way better off with the steel one. Something's gone through here once before, obviously. Oh, it could have been just one of those teeth too, you know, that are gone. So that could explain why he was running this fucking ventos way the hell up here to try and get it not to puke oil if it wasn't venting properly. Too funny. Too funny. We won't be putting this back on when I put it back in the bike, I'll tell you that much. We'll put a little one on that just goes south. That's it. So this to me looks like one of the old stock ones that used to go up to the air cleaner. Just looks upside down. But that's how they used to run them, right? Into the air cleaner, so you can puke all your oil into your valves. Because that's the way to do it. Because emissions people know how to make things run right. You know? Oh, son of some kind of gun, eh? Well, you know what I think we'll do? I think we'll pull this. We'll pull this gear after. It doesn't look too worse for wear, but I want to wash all this shit, clean it up before it gets reinstalled. So yeah, so here we have it. A very wet front piston, full of, you know, oil deposits, and a not so wet back piston. Okay, what am I doing here? One of these, hang on. One of these things is not like the other. I thought this is supposed to turn left and right. But it doesn't seem to. You'd think it would. Anyways, okay. You can see that the rear one there, there's some deposits there. It had less leak down. No, it had more leak down than the front, but the front has way more oil in it. So she was burning. Burn the oil. I don't know how you can do a plug reading with oil all over your god dang plug. Lord Tundred. Alright, so what? We'll knock these cylinders off. They're going to be on solid as well. Okay. Woo. Let's look for obvious scoring in the cylinders. Okay, I'll get that hole plugged right away. Alright. Now, yeah. Okay, here's what I see. I see obvious scarring down there at the bottom. Let's flip it around. But nothing like too serious. See it? See it right here where my thumb is? Like the other set of cylinders I just bored out for the oversized pistons. One for those broken. I had the broken oil pump drive gear in it. It was slammed. It was slammed here. It was slammed there because your pistons don't go up and down. They push forward as they go up, and they pull back as they go down. So you're slamming, right? Almost like a, you know, like an old train, you know, up and down, up and down. So boom, boom, boom. And you see, I don't see a lot of slamming on this one. Just some old-fashioned scoring, probably for lack of oil, because he was burning it all and leaking it all and puking it all. But once we do a quick clean on it, we'll know for sure what good it is. Plus, what we're going to do is my rear. We're going to check for taper in the cylinders as well. So ready for reburr is like, I think the limit, or this limit on the, is 3 thou taper is what they are. Yeah, I'll just quickie. Yeah, same thing in here. There's a little bit of scoring at the ooh. Now you can see the wear. Hey, don't get frisky, camera. See the wear spots there. It's not just a shadow right there, right there. Where else? But nothing too drastic. You can see the scoring. Can you see the scoring? Let's try this way. You can, yeah, you see the scoring in here. Yeah. So, also, if you see this, I don't know if you can see that line. There's a line right there. That looks like it was dry seized there once. And the rings, probably from sitting. Sitting's the worst thing you can do with these old drills. You know. Not to mention, especially on these ones, the top end gaskets dry out, and then you go for a ride, and then you start puking out head gaskets and all kinds of gaskets. Yeah. So I'm just gonna plug these spigots with some rags. Keep minimal shit from going in there. Oh, and the crank has about that much oil in it still. Right. Yeah. How far below the... Yeah. So the crank's got about this much oil in it. Yes, it does. So that's where all our oil was. It was seeped into the crank over time from sitting. Now, where'd that cam go? Huh. There's no spacer on this cam. This is the thrust washer, and then you space the cam, you know, after that. So we're going to be checking that out. That's weird. That's weird, man. This cam could have been floating back and forth too. You know. We'll just have to have a peek at that. And we got. I'll have to make some phone calls and see what the brothers got for evolution cams kicking around. See if we can give them something a little fucking sparkier. Stalker. Shit. I mean, shit. Shit. What else about this? Yeah, just you know, cast pistons, stock. I'm not sure what size they are. I'll scrape them down and see if there's a stamp on them. Actually, it's not that hard to tell. Let's see if we can just fake it. Right? Let's see if we can fake it. Just to get an idea of what we're... I don't know if you can see that either, but... Let's take a boo here. We'll start at 0. .5025. So 3.498 is stock. So these might be 10 overs. Or 5 overs. So we're going to find out about that too. Let's do my measurement. I mean, if I'm going to put some oversized rings in it, gap them down, give them a quick hone, as long as I don't have too much clearance. That's the thing. If I got decent clearance and I don't have super crappy taper, right, then I should be able to just hone, re-ring, blah blah blah. But we are going to check the wrist pin bushings while we're in there. We'll see how sloppy those are. I mean, obviously somebody's been in this engine before, because all that paint on that engine, that's all spray bomb, dude. Yeah, somebody spray bombed this. That's not factory. There might be some factory in there. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. Now, if I remember rightly, these early evolutions, and so this is an 84, I think, something like that, 85, 84. They didn't come black. They came just natural. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, but then that's leaning too far back in my memory. Yeah. But the coating that they put on these engines is for cooling. It actually helps the engines cool. It's not powder coat like a lot of guys used to think and fried their engines, powder coat their frickin' engines. And it's not PJ1 or whatever, you know, the wannabe paint. So this may have been black. Okay, this might have been black stock, and then it just somebody painted over it with the PJ. That's what it kind of looks like. It's real shitty. The jugs look shitty. Heads look shitty. It all looks shitty. What a bad job. Yeah. They didn't even paint the whole thing on the heads. They, yeah. I wonder if they painted it while the engine was together. That's what it's starting to look like. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know what people do, why they do things. I don't really care what people do. That's why I live out here in the mountains. Because me and society have a failure to communicate. Okay. Well, I just wanted to show you guys. And Tommy, see how much oil was in there, but there's a ton more in there. She, like I say, she's right up into here. So that's where all your oil went. If I fired up the bike, it would have puked a bunch on the floor, but returned a bunch. But look at, did you see how black this shit is? Like this guy, the guy who owns this thing's a mechanic, man. Never buy a mechanic's motorcycle. That's what I always say.